In tonight's research, Dandadan Episode 12, Onsen, and Tsuchinoko, let knowledge flow. Hola, minasan! Welcome back for another round of Dandadan research. Oh yes, this is it, the season finale, the season 1 finale, episode 12. Let's go to the cursed house. So yeah, they're going into the next arc, and they're gonna end that on a cliffhanger. That's insane. I wonder where they're gonna end that on. How they're gonna end that on? I guess they're so confident with the show. Yeah. They're confident that they get ended on a cliffhanger and give us a season 2. Smart move. Bold move, actually. That's pretty bold. But then again, they're okay because Dandadan is fantastic, and no doubt the ratings were probably skyrocketing. I guess they felt bold enough to do it. So, yeah. Let's finish this up. Call to action. Comment, like, subscribe, follow, hit the notification bell, and let's start the research. That outfit. Oh my gosh. Basically. Christmas ornament. Man, straighten your back, Okurun. What the? Okurun, walk up there and stand between them. Don't overthink. Don't overthink. No, not like that. Oh snap. Uh-oh. I'm not letting that happen. Yeah, the faster it's done, the faster he's gone. Oh, they're in for a surprise. He's gonna be stepping out to see Hana. Here comes Taro. Oh my gosh, no he didn't. The zoom in. Ooh. Well, you're gonna have to piece yourself back together. Poor Ayase. Oh no, poor Ayase. Dang. Taro failed. This animation.
すまん花遅くなった。
大好き。
Oh. Oh no, are they? They got laid. And she has no idea what just happened.
彼女と一緒に待ってくれてたんですね。今日はいろいろあって遅くなりましたが、明日からはちゃんと2時に来ます。
毎日来るつもりかよ。
ちくしょう、今日も寝れないじゃよ。
Wow, that's actually pretty cool how they did that. How they made the camera move like that.
と見せかけ。こっちだ。
性格が悪いんですよ、あなたたちは。
The thing is doing his face.
もうやらない。
Gigi.
やだもう。うわ、超懐かしい。これ好き。
たくさん買ってきたからモモも食べて。ほわほわ。なんか嫌だ。こんなことを思って。でもこの気持ちはどうしようもない。
You're overthinking.
なんとか気を紛らわせないと。
Just get into the conversation.
戻すことに集中するんだ。
Well, yes, but Kintama. Kintama. Kintama.
オカルンどうした？
金玉。
オカルン玉のこと考えすぎ。
ねえ、前から気になってたんだけどさ、いつから下ネタ流行ってんの？じゃあ俺は違うやつ流行らすわ。股関節。
Hip joint.
流行ってねえのよ、下ネタ。
情けない。情けないぞ、金。
The poses.
このままじゃ自分の心が持たない。土の子の話を今からします。
土の子？聞きたい。
そして自分は土の子こそ次のゴリラとなるユーマだと見ています。
Tsuchinoko.
200年歴史があるって神社が大蛇を祀ってるらしくて、土の子って呼ばれてるよ。
Tsuchinoko Shrine.
その神社。
たくしゃねえな。俺から離れるなよ。
The face. Gosh, Gigi.
を祀ってる神社もありますから、ユーマを祀る神社自体はそんな珍しくないです。マジかよ。超やばくねそれ。
Giant man eating
い
worm.
るってことじゃん。待って、じゃあネッシーは写真とかあんじゃん。
Yeah, he's into it.
見たいから。ネッシーの写真は外科医の写真と呼ばれていて、俺そういえば初めてだ。綾瀬さん以外でこんなに喋れる人。話初めてで楽しい。おかげすげえぜ。何でも知ってんじゃん。友人としてマジ尊敬しちゃう。
Hey, there we go. Okun's got another friend. After all this time, all these years that had been pushed around and bullied, especially from other boys, he's finally found someone who's down with him. Okunu really came a long way from having that mop top head. It's one of the best things you could ever see from a character like Okunu. You know, getting better and better and improving and getting more friends along the way. It's all cool. It's so cool to see. You know, usually with fiction, you rarely see. I wouldn't say rarely see that. I'm trying to think of some examples outside of Revenge of the Nerds, of course, where teenage boy like Okunu, you know, was able to not just only push back, because he did push back in that one episode when they were trying to disrespect Ayase, but was able to find a friend like Gigi to connect with and be buds with, because like Okunu said, he's only ever spoke to Ayase. It's really it's yeah, you know, he just needed someone to give him a chance. Ayase gave him that chance. You know, and now look where they're at. He's got 2 friends now, 3 if we want to count Ira, though. She's in her own little Chuni world.
違うの？だってモモの友達でしょ？だったら俺も友達に入れてよ。
Aww.
すいません。自分不器用なんで。
Uh-oh.
それ言うな
なんでモモまで俺を仲間外れにすんの？なんでこんないい人じゃないんだろう。こんないい人じゃ。
Wow, the artwork on this landscape is good.
お父さん先生じゃなかったっけ？
Kohi,
火山って噴火
タバコ
大丈夫なの？
onsen.
200年くらい前に噴火したって記録が残ってるみたいだけど。
Onsen monji.
チュッパチュッパ。
Yeah, those people are not suspicious at all. I meant to do that. So much energy, and these two can't handle the stairs. You would think him, Okurum, Okurum, will be a little bit more energetic, given that he's got Granny Turbo Granny in him. Yeah, flat. Okurum.
何にも見えない。
霊媒師の人たちみんなやばいって言ってたのに。待ってください、綾瀬さん。
Paranoia agent has arrived.
変なオーラとか見えます？わあ、テレビが勝手についた。なんだびっくりした。え、俺のこと疑ってんの？
うちの予想だけどさ、今幽霊ちゃん隠れてんじゃね？
Oh, look at the shadows.
ターボババアの時も
That was
そうだった
nice.
けど、霊の力が弱いとこっちも気づきづらくてさ、まんまと隠れられちゃうんだよね。楽勝っぽくね。
Wow, she channeled she channeled Granny Bayonetta's attitude.
苦しゅうないぞ。
She is channeling the Granny Bayonetta.
とりあえず一休みしよう。オカルも座りな。
Smooth, she got him out of the room. Go for it, you're in. Take that bag off and relax.
幽霊いないって言いました？
大丈夫。夕方には帰ってくるから。
Dang, she's gonna be gone all day.
綾瀬さん。
Dang kids.
綾瀬さん、温泉街に行っちゃいました。マジ？俺も一緒に行きたい。
That's why she sent you away.
サッカーやる？
Hi. I was expecting him to say hi.
一回トラップして、そうそう、そのままこっち蹴ってみ。すいません。オッケーオッケー。ほい。すいません。かっこ悪い。いざという時、綾瀬さんに見せられるかも。
すごいじゃん、オカル。かっこいい。
Man, if only Ken knows that she's already impressed with him.
モモのこと好き？
Oh, here we go. The question.
二人とも仲良くしてるかな。オカルは初めての男友達だから、うちなんかいたら邪魔だろうし。
He got himself a good one in
自
Momo.
分は綾瀬さんが初めての友達で大切な人です。大切な人ね。尊敬なんだね。俺はモモの顔も性格もめっちゃ好き。自分だって尊敬って言ったじゃん。ずるくねそれ。それプラスモモの目好き。じゃあ自分は
Challenge.
口好きです。書いたね。それやめとかなし。俺モモの幼馴染。
Ooh. That pose. Aha!
え、何が？適当に勝ちって言っちゃダメだから。何？
He doesn't want to admit it.
出てきた。出るべ。
おお、先客がいましたか。
Here we go. The new arc begins.
へい、友情握手しようぜ。いいでしょう。もらったおら。こんな辛いの綾瀬さんは絶対嫌いですか。負けを認めなさい、オカル。ジュジュちゃんストップ。あれ見てください。あそこおかしくないですか。玄関の隣 あんなとこに部屋なんかなかったですよね。
Hmm.
嬢ちゃん、若いのに一人で混浴？
いや、読めねえわ。
The sign is rusted.
ここに何かないとおかしいね。空洞ですよ。
今すぐ出たいのに、あの人たち
Yeah, you
が
gotta get out quick.
いいか、早く出ないと頭がぼーっとしてきた。
何か原因があるはずなんだ。両親がああなった原因が。
お姉ちゃん、ワニって知ってる？混浴の温泉によく出没して女の人の裸を狙ってくる奴らのこと。
It's time to get out. No wonder they look like gators doing that.
この人数、うちの超能力
Yes, you can. Use it. One wall after another.
リーダーを叩けばチリチリになるって聞いたことあるけど。やばい。
Talismans everywhere. Hey everybody. I got a quick addendum here. When I was going through the edits for today's show, I realized I missed Gigi and Okurun singing the opening and ending themes of Slam Dunk. I wish I had caught that, but I was already laughing too much at their antics and so on. So for those of you who don't know, Slam Dunk is the first manga series to cover basketball, and from what I understand, it was the first manga that popularized basketball among teenagers, as we know today. And it went on to become a classic anime. The reason why I haven't read read the manga or seen the anime, the only reason why I know about this is because of the theme songs, the opening and ending theme songs of season 1. It was the first Japanese language anime songs that I heard when I first entered the internet in the 90s. It stuck with me since. I had them in my song list. I can't find them anymore. I don't know what happened, but I knew about it, and the fact that I didn't catch on to it because I was just laughing at the way the two of them were behaving around Momo. It was pretty funny. So yeah. That's basically the gist of it. I like that. I like how Dandadan, always references classic things, especially from the 1970s. It's great research, very good research. And yeah, Slam Dunk, I would highly recommend it. It's extremely popular. I know I didn't see it or anything, but I do recommend it all the way because it is a classic. Well, season 1 has come to an end, and what a great season that was. Great adaptation of the whole thing, and it ends on a cliffhanger. It's pretty insane. A cliffhanger where Okurun and Gigi found a mysterious room full of talismans, and I say surrounded by bunch of grown men that referred to themselves as gators in an onsen. Onsen, which was featured in today's episode, is a very big staple in Japanese anime and manga, as well as one of the most iconic cultures of Japan. Like one of the biggest, like if you say hot springs, if you say Japan, you'll say like hot springs, like one of the first things you'll ever say. And they're pretty much all over the place. They're very, very popular. One of the best known ones is the onsen. Going to a traditional, which is kind of like a very, very, very traditional Japanese hot spring. They do have hot springs within the cities, but but it's not the same as an onsen. Onsen really channels the environment, gives you a place of relaxation and rest and so on, while enjoying nature in and of itself. It's primarily outdoors. Japan. What is an onsen? This is coming from Japan-based. .com. What is an onsen? Onsen is a hot spring in Japan that is fed by natural geothermally heated underground mineral water reservoirs. According to the Hot Springs Act, onsen water is always hot as it must exceed a temperature of at least 25 degrees Celsius. It's praised for its health benefits for the body and the mind. As volcanically active country, Japan has well over 25,000 natural springs scattered throughout the country. If you were to visit a different one each week, it would take more than a lifetime to see them all. The difference between onsen and a sento. Sento is a public hot bath. That was the one that I was talking about. But the water does not come from a natural spring. This is regular piped water with like the water you get from your sink. We actually got to see that in Dandadan when they were being chased by the crab demon, by the crab ghost, the Kani. They were in a sento where Ayase pulled down the pipes and added more heat to the whole thing, making the crab turn into cooked meat. You can also come across Super Sento in the Land of the Rising Sun. These are a kind of all-in-one attraction, generally including different types of baths, swimming pools, saunas, and restaurants. Onsen etiquette. That's funny because I had pulled out the do's and don'ts. Onsen etiquette and how to onsen properly in Japan. In modern-day Japan, the onsen plays an essential role in the culture, and it's a beloved and luxurious outing for many Japanese to visit a hot spring. Travelers brave enough to dip their feet in should be aware of the onsen etiquette that must be followed when visiting natural hot springs. No, it is not like you will see in anime and manga. It's essential to follow these very strict rules, or your visit may be cut short, or see you banned altogether. Although it can be daunting for newcomers to overcome the naked aspect of the onsen bath initially, it's a unique way to experience a part of Japanese culture and should not be missed. I would replace newcomer with foreigners. Number one, leave all your belongings in the locker room. You can only take a small towel with you into the onsen area. Often, a changing room will be available to put all personal belongings in. Small towels can be rented out at the front desk, or you can bring your own. What puts off many travelers and even some expats is the naked aspect. Then don't go. If you can't handle it, don't go. Because you're going to see nudity everywhere. It's a nudist colony. It's the equivalent of a nudist colony, a nudist beach. Nudist beach. You don't go there if you're not comfortable with the nude part of onsen. It's part of the whole thing. Thoroughly wash your entire body before entering the hot springs. You see that a lot in anime and manga where they're sitting on a stool, then they pour a bucket over their heads, a bucket of water over their heads. They sometimes have someone grabbing their back. That's really where you're bathing at, actually. After thoroughly showering and rinsing yourself off, rinse down your washing area, including the stool you sat on. Body soap and shampoo are also provided, but you can bring your own if you wish. So, you have to clean yourself off before you go into the water itself. Enjoy the mineral-rich waters and take in the beautiful natural views. You can take a small towel to cover yourself up while moving between the various types of baths available in the hot spring. Often each bath will have different water temperatures and beneficial minerals, including steam room. Tattoos are prohibited. Sorry, Americans. I know you love your tattoos. Japanese society, tattoos are often associated with Yakuza. So any traveler with tattoos may be turned away at onsen establishments. That's why I don't have tattoos, because I want to enjoy things. However, due to the much anticipated Olympic Games in 2020, many ryokan and onsen have been more open to accepting individual tattoos. Yeah, because tourism. You want that tourist money. Cover tattoos with a small towel to avoid offending or making any Japanese feel uneasy. Good luck with that if you got a full body tattoo. For those who have tattoos that can't be easily covered up, you could privately rent an onsen or visit a tattoo-friendly onsen. So that's the good thing, that there are tattoo-friendly onsens. They're out there. You just got to do your research. Or just rent a private one, which is what's cool about onsen. You can actually rent a private one for yourself. So you don't have to, usually, I think families do that too sometimes. They don't, and couples, they want their little privacy. So it's not just all, communal, 100% communal. No hair and no towel inside the water. Long hair must be tied up, and you must never fully submerge your head underwater, as the oils in the hair affect the quality of the springs. That makes perfect sense. We're always washing our hair. Then you have, Then you got you know, hairstylings and such with especially those who like to do highlights or dye their hair complete anime color. Also, wash towels should not contact the bathwater for sanity reasons. When relaxing to the hot spring waters, the Japanese often rest a towel on their head. Okay. So that's not a fictional thing. That's actually a legit cultural thing. All right. Private onsen ryokan. For those who really can't bear the thought of stripping off in public, there's the option to rent an onsen privately. Many ryokans will have guest rooms with private rotomburum baths attached, and in some inns, there are public baths that are available for personal use on request. Couples that are traveling together can also make use of this service. Mixed gender hot springs. Throughout the history of onsen, mixed gender bathing was the norm. Horrifying Christian missionaries in the 1500s. Adios mio. Adios mio. During this time, many Europeans believed daily bathing was harmful to one's health, and the missionaries tried and failed to scale back the practice. Yeah, it was never going to work. Missionaries, Europeans, no. Japan loves their culture. They don't want you. The Japanese saw their foreign counterparts as lowly and unhygienic beings, which may have been the cause for their resistance to religious conversion. You can't get them all, missionaries, colonizers. You can't win it all. After hundreds of years of tradition, the custom of mixed bathing was broken in the 1950s when female members of Japanese parliament voted for a new law to segregate the male and female baths. Nowadays, you can still find a few mixed gender hot spring baths in rural areas. In the rural areas, which is what we saw in today's episode. The rusted sign saying that was a co-ed mixed gender hot spring, which threw Ayase off guard because it was rusted and difficult to read. Though Japanese hot springs are now gender segregated, except in a few places, being fully exposed while bathing with family, friends, and strangers can be difficult for some to overcome initially. However, the many health benefits of onsen, the insight into Japanese culture, are well worth the plunge. Statements like these, it's just this feels more like a Western sentiment. I'm not sure if Japanese share that initial sentiment. Like right here, it makes sense. It was the 50s, times are changing. You know, women who were not with like a boyfriend or a relative or a husband, or you know, their young sons, you know, their children. You know, it kind of I could see that. But this part here keeps saying being fully exposed while bathing. That sounds like something that's more of a Western sentiment than a Japanese sentiment. I really would like a comment on that one down in the comments. If Japanese share that same sentiment with Western families and friends. Strangers, yes, strangers definitely, but the family and friends part, I don't know. Maybe the friends part could vary, but the family part, I'm wondering if that's really more of a Western thing. You know, that weird feeling. You know. The history of onsen. Onsen has been an integral part of Japanese culture and society for millennia, and since its inception, it has been considered a gift of the gods. Initially, these natural hot water springs were discovered by ancient hunters who stumbled across them when pursuing wounded animals. Animals would instinctively seek these remote bubbling pools to soothe their pain, unknowingly teaching the hunters of the spring's healing properties. Wow. Oh, that's actually pretty cool. Wow. Huh. I was just thinking how cool would be. I wonder if there's like a story, if there was a fictional story where the animals would go to onsen, you know, like a manga or an anime or a light novel. I'm very curious about that now, if there's such stories. Today, there are many onsen facilities with statues of brown bears and white herons commemorating them as messengers of the gods, sent to lead man to these divine waters. However, it wasn't until the arrival of Buddhist monks in 552 AD that onsen rose in prominence and popularity. Bathing was closely tied to Buddhist Buddhist purification rituals in Japanese traditional culture. As part of their practice to attain enlightenment, monks would immerse themselves in the sacred waters to cleanse their bodies, washing away the sins of the mortal world. Stories of how the waters would cure diseases spread across the land, and soon the sick began joining the monks in the religious baths, seeking the healing properties of the mineral-rich waters. Japan's not the only one. It's not the only one where you can purify your body. All you gotta do is head over to Minnesota and purify your body in the waters of Lake Minnetonka. Let's see how many people get that reference. It describes how new relationships can be formed when specific social barriers held up by uniform or hairstyle. This was heavily applied to the Edo period, when warriors and merchants would wear distinct hairstyles to showcase their social class. Fall away, allowing bathers to relax and communicate with each other. So what are the health benefits? Before conventional medicine, a visit to the local hot springs was believed to cure any injury. It's the tonic. In America, we had the tonic. It'll cure all. It'll cure everything. So go to the hot springs. It cures everything. While this isn't necessarily true, I thought Earthbound. But I thought Earthbound was a documentary. When Ness would go to the hot spring and he would regain all of his health. Onsen waters have many healing properties. While not all springs are the same, depending on the location of the onsen, there can be many different variations of natural compounds in each natural hot spring that have therapeutic effects. Knowing more about the minerals formed naturally in the hot waters. Okay. Let's see. Different types of Japanese hot spring waters. All right, so let's do a couple of samples here. Sulfur hot springs. You'll know when you've come to access a sulfur spring due to the milky white appearance of the water and the smell of rotten eggs. Ooh. Don't let the smell put you off, though. Sulfur is also known as natural cure for acne and blemishes due to its high content of hydrogen sulfide. It's said to have therapeutic effects for people suffering from chronic bronchitis, diabetes, and high blood pressure. Perhaps this is why the Japanese are known for their naturally clear complexions. Oh. Let's see here. Sulfate hot springs. These are three. There are three types of sulfate: sodium, magnesium, calcium. Soaking in the waters of these springs is said to help chronic constipation, arterial sclerosis, and speed up the healing process of cuts and bruises. Ooh, Wolverine healing. Let's see what else here. No way. Radioactive hot springs. Last but not least is radioactive springs. These waters contain concentration of radon. Radon is a weak radioactive substance produced by the decay of radium. The Japanese believe in the radiation hormesis effect, and that low doses of radon exposure can improve the metabolism and boost of the body's immunity. This is what somewhat controversial topic, as many countries do not accept this effect and believe that this radiation leads to... Yeah, it's radiation. Dude, it's radiation. Why would you go into a radioactive hot spring? That's insane. That's insane. You're gonna come out with a third arm or a fifth leg. Oh man, it's not gonna turn you into Godzilla or some Super Sentai. It's definitely not gonna make you Spider-Man or the Incredible Hulk. Okay, here's some sample onsens. Best onsen in Japan. From the big bustling cities to the great outdoors, you'll never be too far from a hot spring facility anywhere in Japan. You can find good onsen resorts in the center of Tokyo, nearby Shinjuku Station or Ueno Station, for instance. Gunma Prefecture is known for its resort town, so if you want to take a more traditional onsen experience, it might be a good idea to take a train there. So, be on the lookout for these marks. Are used to denote an onsen location on maps. Okay. So, Dogo Onsen is one of Japan's most famous and oldest hot springs with a history of 3,000 years. It is believed to be the original onsen. Oh. It has been visited by many prestigious guests, including the imperial family. Studio Ghibli fans will recognize the ancient bathhouse as the inspiration behind Aboraya Bathhouse and Spirited Away. It's located in Matsuyama, Ehime Prefecture. Oh, let's take a look at this. Oh. This was the inspiration? Oh, okay. From this artwork. Okay, I could see that. I could see where Ghibli got the inspiration from. Look at the building structure. Oh, wow. Okay, we get some, let me see if I could find, are there any images? Well, I'm not signing up to, register. Yeah, the Dogo one. Yeah, this one. Front page. Let's see. Let's just get a nice look at that. Wow. Admission information. Here we go. Can I get an image? No. Oh, the conservational repair work. So, okay, the Dogo Onsen is being reinforced for earthquake resistance and roofing work. Replacement of copper shingle roofs. Wow. And the removal of blue copper rust. Yeah, they really preserving that. This is the structure here. 3rd floor. Yeah, this is definitely this is definitely a Studio Ghibli type of setting. Yeah. Yeah, that was in yeah, I don't know if you could see it because it's pretty small, but you could see the boiler. That was in the Spirited Away. I remember seeing that in Spirited Away. This mechanical device. Yeah. Okay. So wow, man, Studio Ghibli is too awesome. Look at the rooms here. Wow. Okay. So that was the Dogo Onsen Honkan. What else? One more spot. Sakanami Onsen, located outside of Sendai City in Miyagi Prefecture, the mountaintop hot spring retreat. Sakanami Onsen. It has stood for over a millennia and has seen much history from feudal wars, natural disasters, and rapid industrialization. However, it has always maintained a vital part of the community as a center of health and restoration. It's one of the few places that has continued the tradition of co-ed bathing. Oh. Oh, wow. That's a view. Wow. That's where you'll find the UFOs. Oh, wow. Look at this. Look at this setup. This is a spring? This is one of the baths. Oh my gosh, look at the baths here. Wow, what a set. It's still natural. They didn't like uproot it or destroy it or anything. They just built over it. Protect you from the rain and enjoy the scenery. Fried tofu. Wow, look at that. One of Japan's most famous temples, Yamadera Temple, Yamadera Jinja. Whoa. Wow. Wow, Japan's just too freaking awesome, man. Over here on Your Japan, 20 do's and don'ts. I'm not sure if the oh wow, it's a whole thing here. Oh, okay. This might we'll cover this here. There seems to be a lot more going on here. Genkong. Yeah. They got the whole thing here. But we'll do the brief one. So Your Japan, if you want to get more detailed, the 20 do's and don'ts of onsen etiquette. Onsen is a long-standing tradition of Japanese culture. It can be best described as a natural hot spring bath packed with minerals. Going to an onsen is definitely a relaxing experience and a fun cultural activity to try, but it can also be a little bit intimidating at first for most Westerners. Yeah. I think I would freeze up. I think I would hesitate. No shoes. Take off your shoes at the Genkan entrance and store them in a nearby cubby. Get naked. Become a nudist beach. Everyone bathes naked and together. No need to be shy. Take off your clothes and enjoy the onsen exhibitionist. The onsen experience. No bikini or any other bathing suits. In most onsens, you're not allowed to wear anything. Yeah, it's all about preserving the minerals in there. Shower first. The bath is a communal experience. Get your body, clean your body before getting in. Free soap and other shower amenities available at most onsens at the shower area. Temper your body. The temperature of the water can be pretty high. Pour some water from the onsen onto yourself to make your body used to it. Oh, okay. Okay, I see. Towel. Don't let your small towel touch the water. Some people say that keeping it on top of your head can help prevent dizziness. Interesting. Of course, long hair. Most of the onsens are divided by gender. For long hair, the best option is to tie it up and keep it from touching the water as much as possible. Because they want to try and get to the neck. No swimming. Feel free to explore the onsen, but your head is not supposed to be submerged in the onsen. Too hot. If the water is too hot for you, do not add cold water. Usually, you can find pools with varying temperature. After onsens are full of natural spring water with many minerals. So don't shower afterwards if you don't want to lose the healing properties. I want healing properties. Dry yourself before heading back to the changing room. Make sure you are not soaking wet. No tattoos. Tattoos are a sensitive topic in Japan. Large tattoos aren't allowed in onsen. Some onsen allow small tattoos if covered. Alcohol. Avoid drinking alcohol in onsen. This combination can be dangerous and might end up in extreme dehydration. Drink water. You will be losing a lot of body fluids through dehydration. Drinking water is very important. That kind of makes sense because if you're dipping yourself in radiation, you are drying yourself out. Sulfur and all that other stuff will be sucking out your, be messing around with your skin and everything. It makes sense that you want to stay dehydrated. Probably also helps preventing dizziness. How long? Make sure you do not stay in the onsen for too long. Immediately get out if you begin feeling dizzy. Keep the peace. It is best to keep the noise level down to a minimum. Respect one another, onsen experience, and keep the peace. Go slowly. Enter the water slowly. Not only will this save your body from shock to the system due to the high water temperature, also you won't disturb people. You also won't disturb other people. No smoking. While it's common to smoke in Japan, it is not advisable to do it on onsen. Usually there's a sign about it, but if you don't find it, assume you cannot. And follow the locals. Just remember one thing, follow the locals. This is just a general guide. If the locals are all doing it a certain way, it's a pretty good idea to copy what they do. Aw. Onsen. Yeah, onsen. If you really have the guts to go for it, I say go for it. Many onsens, will be like a resort. You'll have the room, you get the onsen, they'll feed you food. Make sure you eat all the food. There's no takeout. Make sure you eat all of it. From what I heard, you gotta try and eat all of it because they will feed you a lot and they will feed you well. From what I heard, so. Yeah, we see that a lot in the media, in Japanese media. It looks like a great experience. I wouldn't mind trying it at least once. I wish I had the time and the money to have done that when I was in Tokyo. That would have been really cool. I would have liked to have done that. I didn't consider that. I was more exploratory tourist. I spent more time traveling all over Tokyo. Chiba, Yokohama, Kaihamakahari. I was more doing that than anything else. Like try to get as much locale, as possible. Seeing a lot of locations as possible, rather than just focusing in one whole area to hang out. Akihabara was a great place to visit, but I did not want to spend my whole entire trip in that one spot. I wanted to see as much of Tokyo as possible because I wasn't sure when I would be returning next time, and it's been 22 years. Damn, it's been 22 years since I've been there, so I regret nothing. And one of the things that happened in the onsen in the anime was a bunch of guys that started talking about gators, and the funny thing is that it was foreshadowed by Okurun. When he mentioned gators, and one of those creatures would be Tsuchinoko. During the whole conversation, went from gators over to Tsuchinoko. Tsuchinoko is a yokai. We best know him in anime in Pokemon as Dunsparce. As Dunsparce, and basically we're closing out the season with this yokai. Basically, it's a mysterious snake type of thing. Translation: Hammer Child, Tsuchinoko. This is what it looks like. It looks like a Dunsparce, doesn't it? Alternate names is Nozuchi, Bachiheibi, and many other regional names. They hang out in the fields. They eat insects, frogs, and mice, and are also fond of sake. Tsuchinoko are short, stumpy, snake-like yokai. Their body shapes resemble a hammer or mallet head with no handle. They range in size from 30 to 80 centimeters long. Their scaly skin is speckled in various earth tones, and they have light-colored bellies. Their viper-like fangs carry a deadly venom. Unlike snakes, Tsuchinoko have eyelids. Due to their shape and color, they are often said to resemble beer bottles. Behavior. Tsuchinoko are found throughout Japan. They are active during the day from spring through fall and hibernate through the winter. They make their nests in holes along wooded river banks to give up a call which sounds like chi, 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 and they snore when they sleep. They feed on insects when they are young, frogs and mice when they grow larger. There are occasional reports of them eating larger animals like cats and dogs. Dang. They can eat vast quantities of food for their small size. They are also quite fond of sake. They are attracted to the smell of miso, dried squid, and burning hair. Burning hair. Whoa. Wow. Despite their awkward shape, Tsuchinoko are extremely nimble. They can move about like an inchworm, but they are best known for their habit of rolling and tumbling about. I can see that. If they're like into a beer bottle, they probably roll like a beer bottle. They can roll sideways like a log or tumble vertically from tip to tail. They can also swallow their tail, making their body into a ring and roll like a wheel. Ha! Oh, that's funny. Tsuchinoko are great jumpers as well, but some estimates they could jump from 2 to 5 meters. Dang. Origin. Creatures resembling Tsuchinoko have been part of Japanese folklore since prehistoric times. Jomon period pottery and stone tools with motifs resembling stumpy snakes have been discovered. During the Edo period, a number of venomous rolling snake-like yokai, such as the Nozuchi and Tsuchikorobi, were recorded in folklore encyclopedias. Tsuchinoko became a national sensation during the 70s when the 70s, when a number of sightings and supposed live captures of Tsuchinoko were reported. Sounds like Chupacabra. Sounds like Chupacabra. This sparked a Tsuchinoko boom, and people all over the country began hunting for Tsuchinoko. Much like how in Puerto Rico, we all started hunting for Chupacabra. An explosion of eyewitness accounts, blurry photographs, and talk show specials cemented Tsuchinoko as a household term. Since then, it has remained an extremely popular subject among cryptozoologists, with monetary rewards occasionally offered to anyone who able to produce a photograph or a physical specimen. Tsuchinoko are known by many regional names, such as Bachihebi, Dotenko, Kohebi, Korohebi, Tatekuri Kaeshi, Tsuchinbo, Tsuchinhebi, and so on. They are also sometimes considered to be identical to the yokai Nozuchi and Tsuchikorobi, although others say they are separate creatures. Oh my god. So basically this is their Chupacabra. This became their Chupacabra. It became super popular and started popping up in various pop culture. Cryptid Wiki. Wow, that was a lot of stuff they threw out there. Sorry, I didn't think that would happen. Snake-like cryptic from mountainous regions of western Japan. They have been reported in all regions except Okinawa and Hokkaido. Throughout Honshu, Shikoku, and Kyushu. One theory is that Oware and Akita Prefecture are the northern limits and that they are not found in Aomori Prefecture. They are reported to be between 30 and 80 centimeters long. The name Tsuchinoko is used in western Japan. However, it is known as Bachihebi in northeastern Japan. It has a total of 50 plus names all over Japan. We only have one name, Chupacabra. That's all we needed. So this is a model rendition of Tsuchinoko, huh? That's an interpretation of what a Tsuchinoko would look like. It looks like a leech. That looks like a leech. So, nature and actions, we read that. Sightings. Let's read a few excerpts here. The government Yoshio Kayama once offered 20 million yen, $200,000, award for the successful capture of Tsuchinoko in 1994. A man named Kazuaki Noda and his wife reported having come across a huge snake with a thick body like a beer bottle and a head described as being like that of a tortoise. On May 8, 2000, a farmer named Sugie Tanaka reported having come across two metallic colored snakes with tails like rats. In the same year in June, a woman named Mitsuko Adama reported Tsuchinoko swimming along a river. She describes her experience as follows. I was surprised. I just pointed at it and asked, "Who are you? Who are you?" It didn't answer me, but just stared. It had a round face and didn't take its eyes off me. I can still see the eyes now. They were big and round, and it looked like they were floating on the water. I've lived over 80 years, but I'd never seen anything like that. Aww. Popular media. Metal Gear Solid, Metal Gear Solid 3, Metal Gear Solid 5, The Phantom Pain, and Portable Ops, in which it is edible. You can also keep it for unlockables. Oh, it's a food. Castlevania series has an enemy. The series is known to include several other popular cryptids. Yokai Watch is a yokai known as Noko in the English dub. Space Dandy. He is dandy in space. In the episode Nobody Knows the Chameleon Alien Baby, QT discovers his love for Tsuchinoko fishing, which leads him to catch an extremely rare alien that has the shape shifted into a Tsuchinoko. Oh, man. And of course, Pokemon, Dunsparce, and its evolution to Dunsparce. Oh, it has an evolution now? Are based on Tsuchinoko. Dunsparce's Japanese name, Nokochi, is an anagram of Tsuchinoko. And of course, here it is in the media and tropes. There's the Dunsparce. Let's see here. Clockwise, Tsuchinoko in Japanese mythology. Danger Tsuchinoko in Yu-Gi-Oh! Noko in Yokai Watch and Shadow Side, and Dunsparce in Pokemon. Tsuchinoko, translated to English as child of hammer or child of dirt, is the name of a small snake-like creature in Japanese legend, known for having disproportionately pudgy body ending in a slender, pointy tail. They are typically jet black and dusty brown and can be as long as 12 to 31 inches. Their behavior, wow, 1 to 2 feet, that's pretty long. The behavior is noted to be strange, defying behavior seen in similar animals and even defying certain laws of physics. They can bite the end of their tail to form a wheel to travel faster, to avoid predators or catch prey, and they can even double jump. Oh my gosh, by scrunching their bodies like an accordion and unloading like a spring. Tsuchinoko is a viper and thus has fangs filled with venom, but unlike other snakes, they don't hiss but squeak and chirp. Instead, they are most commonly seen in western Japan, mostly in Kansai and Shikoku. The Tsuchinoko is classified as equal parts yokai, mythological creatures used to explain mythological creatures used to explain natural phenomena like fairy spirits, cryptids. Creatures with evidence that they may theoretically exist, like Bigfoot and the Loch Ness Monster. Much like Bigfoot in America, Tsuchinoko has had a bounty for its capture by the local government of Yoshi in yen to the equivalent of $1 million US, with various other sightings bounties made as far back as 712 AD. That is just so cool how how easy, culturally speaking, we all jump into wanting to hunt down the cryptids. In England, everybody's after the Loch Ness monster. In the United States, it's Bigfoot. In Puerto Rico and most South American and Latin American countries, it's Chupacabra. In Japan, it's Tsuchinoko. It's so funny how even though it's kind of crazy. There's this it's like we don't interact. Even though we interact, we don't interact frequently in that manner speaking. Yet we all have the unifying instinct independently. We instinctually independently chose to put money up for a bounty on cryptids. That's hilarious. That is very hilarious. That was TV Tropes on Tsuchinoko and Cryptic Wiki covering Tsuchinoko. So be sure to check those sites out. So it's time for the review. It's time to talk about this episode because it's ending on a very cliffhanger note. Because of the way the whole thing paced. Just a reminder for those of you, I have read the manga. I'm currently I'm on the next 2 chapters that's been released on Viz.com. So I'm way ahead of you guys. So yeah, we got into a whole new arc here, and that's why I find it very weird this season, because I thought that the next arc, this arc that we started off with was going to start in the next season. I didn't expect this to be like a cliffhanger, so it was pretty shocking to see that. Let's Go to the Cursed House is today's episode, and of course we continue on with Taro and Hana, their little antics. Taro gets busted up and everything. It turns out it was not the golden ball. It was in fact a Christmas ornament that shined bright. And for the most part in this episode, Okurun is questioning, himself. I wouldn't say questioning himself. He's kind of going through an overthinking situation regarding his feelings for Ayase, in regards to Gigi, because Gigi, because she responds to Gigi so naturally, but the thing is, and he's not picking up on it, she pushes him away, basically. Like, she finds ways to get Gigi out of the picture and leave herself with him. She's been trying to do that for the longest time. And Gigi is very oblivious. It's pretty clear that he's oblivious. He's not picking up on the fact that she's not interested in him. Although I don't think he's really, well, no, because we find out later in the episode. Yeah, he did have feelings. He does still have feelings for her. The two of them just hit it off so easily. Kennen and Gigi. They just start dancing around her. Oh my gosh, it's like one of those rituals. But basically, Hana was permitted to stay with Granny Bayonetta's house, and Taro said he would visit her in the evenings. So we got a bunch of students doing a scare challenge in the school, and they got the biggest scare of their life when Taro ran right past them. He ran right past them, sprinting. There we go. Sprinting through the station. He actually rode a train through the station, and then he gets hit by a truck. Meanwhile, poor Hana is waiting while Ayase wanted to wait for her to be nice and everything, only to fall asleep. And yep, they get the very dramatic moment with dramatic J-drama music going on just abruptly. It seems like they got laid. I don't think that I think that was in the panels of the manga, but it wasn't very clear. It's very clear here because of the way that they manipulated the shadows, which is pretty cool. And poor Ayase waking up on the floor and finding this whole thing. It was terrible. Gigi, however, is going through a panic attack because of the trauma inflicted by him by this crazy demon, the smiling demon. It's pretty gruesome. It's pretty gruesome. But now they're all on their way and they're just hanging out. We get some nice sceneries along the way. But yeah, they're snacking out, and Okurun made a good move. He started talking about cryptids and all of his stuff. Because he decided to start challenging Gigi. Because Gigi would be like, hey, I got your favorite yogurt drink. I got your favorite snack. And she, and despite her trying to push him away, she gets all happy and everything. It's like, she gets all happy and everything. And poor Ken, he's like, well, how do I do this? How do I do this? And he brought up the Umas and started talking about the cryptids, which made her happy, but it also got Gigi into it. Gigi was like, no way, and basically they both just ended up bonding, which is pretty cool. And it really caught Okurun off guard when Gigi says, "Let's be friends," and like I said during the reaction. When we saw Okurun, he was not only did he have a mop top and end up with an awesome rockin' hair here, but he was just bullied into oblivion by everybody, by his classmates. Like we saw in episode 2, one of his classmates deliberately pushed him, kicked him to the floor, and then another classmate freaking leaned over her desk and yelled at him, for no good reason, And Okurun showed such great resilience in not attacking them or anything, because let me tell you something, that's really effed up. But Ayase Momo, she backed him up every step of the way, every which way she can, and he was just building up that confidence. She was really building him up in that confidence, and now competition. He has competition. That ended up becoming a bond. But to see how far he came along in just in such a short amount of time, that which is very impressive in terms of storytelling. Usually, I'll give you a good example. My Hero Academia. It felt like everybody in Class 3A was indifferent or being bullied, Bakugo notwithstanding. With why did I forget his name all of a sudden? Deku. With Deku. And how long did it really take? It took a long time. How long did it take? How long? I'm trying to remember how many episodes in the anime, how many chapters in the manga it took for him to just get one of those students to say, let's be friends, and start hanging out with them and everything. Not really, right? Not really. I don't know. I mean, somebody within the class had to become Deku's friend at some point. Oh, Lita eventually ended up being a good friend to him. But I mean, what's happening here, though? This level of friendship. Because they're getting to know each other. Like really getting to know each other. And we see that after going through all this beautiful scenery and such. And Gigi having his moments here. Let me see. Where was it at? Yeah, right here. Yeah, they're playing soccer and they're having a conversation. They're getting to know each other and everything. And he called Okurun out. He's like, "You love her?" And they both start challenging each other on that one, on how much Momo cared. Great scene. It was very freaky in the manga. Seeing them like this, and it's even freakier seeing it in color with those smiles on their faces. They're gonna be a fun bunch come the next season. But yeah, big on Momo. She went to the she ran off to the hot spring, and left Okunu and Gigi because she wanted she saw that, you know, given that Okunu doesn't have friends, as he pointed out, and Gigi said he wants to be friends, she wanted to give Okunu a friend, you know, give Okunu a chance to, you know, be Gigi's friend and have a friend in his life. And my gosh, man, Momo has been real awesome. Has been real awesome, and Okunu is just like navigating his way through what he's feeling. But she's been like completely awesome, at least throughout season 1. You know, looking out for Okunu, wanting to, you know, like she really does care for Okunu. Like, you know, saying like she really has the heart for him. You know, clearly she's placing him in her heart, and she wants him to overcome all that insanity that he's been experienced with the bullying and everything, and he's been stepping it up. You know, pushing back when they were insulting Momo, taking initiatives to get into action. You know, and he still hasn't lost himself. Even when being turning into Turbo Granny, he doesn't lose himself to the demon and become the demon. It's pretty solid writing. He still has his flaws and everything. Like, his flaws are still intact, and he's still making mistakes. You know, he's not winning. He's not winning easily. He's going through the uphill climb tough. You know what I'm saying? Like, really working hard on that uphill climb. But yeah, we leave off on a double cliff, on a big time cliffhanger. Momo found out that the rusted sign read that it was a co-ed communal bath, and the smiling people showed up, mostly men, and they talked about the gators and started acting like gators and floating towards her. Meanwhile, Gigi and Okunu found a little flaw in the house. And they cracked the hole open and discovered. Hold on a second, I'm trying to find the hole here. Here's the hole. Yeah, if you can see that, there's a dark hole in here with talismans everywhere, because it was an extension of the house that was playing tricks on those who lived in the house. You know what I'm saying? They nobody caught on that there was something in there when they're inside. You had to step outside to catch that. So yeah, I mean, this is a good spot to leave on a cliffhanger. I could tell you that much. But I'm very surprised because anime don't really do that. This is a very rare thing to see in anime, where it leaves a whole season off in a cliffhanger, and that's pretty impressive. That's a lot of confidence, actually, and well deserved, quite honestly, because Dandadan, they did a great job overall this season. I really hope they stay with the same anime studio. All the zoom ins, I love the way they do the zoom ins. I love how they do the camera tricks. You know, they made great use of the CGI without having it taking you out of the whole thing. They showed the characters' emotions and expressions in such a natural manner. The jokes, they hit the jokes, you know, on point. Moments, serious moments, like with Acrobatic Silky, Acrosarasada, were very heartrending and touching. You know, great depictions of the characters taking responsibilities for their actions. It's like nothing was lost from the manga. Nothing was lost. There was a few artistic licenses. There were a few artistic licenses, but for the most part, everything was on point. Very rare to see, and yeah, I really hope they don't change studios. This was a great job. a fantastic job with Dandadan, and I can't wait to see season 2 and how they're going to adapt this current arc that they left us on, and the next arcs. And I do highly recommend reading the manga. It is solid. It's solid because there's some things again that they had to adjust, like the death of acrobatic Sada Sada. They couldn't show it, but you will see it in the manga. Yeah, it's gonna be a wild ride when season 2 comes out. So yeah, great job. Head on over to Amazon.com and BarnesandNoble.com and grab yourself a copy of The Impossible Man, a strange fantasy novel written by me. You'll find links to the book down in the description below, along with links to other merch such as pins, stickers, t-shirts, music. Enjoy the products. Thank you for your patronage. And if you're interested, and if you happen to have a copy of The Impossible Man and did a lore video on YouTube, thank you very much. I look forward to seeing it. And if you're interested, you can join me on my live multi-stream Monday through Thursday, 10 o'clock p.m. Eastern Standard Time on Twitch and Kick. I look forward to hanging out with you. So, until the next season of Dandadan, thank you all for joining me, and I wish you all a good night, a buenas noches, and oyasumi nasai.